Hi guys, welcome to the Daily Dose for Tuesday, March 4th, 2024. I'm on the road, 2025. I'm on the road this week, but want to get you one of these. We just have news today, Tuesday. A lot of going on with the franchise tag deadline today. We're going to see T. Higgins franchise tagged of the Cincinnati Bengals. I've said all along, the Bengals are going to marry Jamar Chase with a huge contract, but they're continuing to date T. Higgins. T. Higgins had a 4-year rookie deal, was franchise tag last year, was franchise tag this year. He's going to have 6 years before he hits free agency. That is a powerful weapon that teams have, like the Bengals. They say they intend to sign him. I don't believe that. I think, as I said, they're going to date him another year and then let him go to free agency because they're going to spend so much money on Chase and Burrow and Trey Hendrickson. He's the odd man out. But I want to talk about Saquon Barkley. Just news that the Philadelphia Eagles have extended with a 2-year contract. Now, we'll see if those are real years or dummy years, but it looks like he's getting $40 million over 2 years or $41 million, so over $20 million a year. A huge raise from making $12, $13 million a year, which he got last year, which still put him at the top of the market, except for the outlier contract that we have of Christian McCaffrey. So McCaffrey is at about $19 million a year. If this deal is $20 a year, it puts him at the top of the running back charts. But what I see is a real inefficiency in the marketplace that the Eagles took advantage of last year. We have something like 20, 25 receivers now making over $20 million a year, and the running backs were topping out at $12 million a year. So the Eagles and Howie Roseman took advantage of that last year with Saquon. But now we see that was not good enough for what should have been the MVP of the league, one of the best players in football, regardless of position, most impactful players. So they addressed that, which they had to do with Barkley. You knew that was going to change, and they're going to get some cap room. It looks like $36 million guaranteed. So what I see it is 2 years at $18 a year. Maybe there's some not full guarantees next year, so it's more like $20 a year. We'll see. But again, Barkley is still a value because I just mentioned Jamar Chase with the Bengals. They're going to pay him about $35 million a year. They've already said he's going to be the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. He's going to jump the two contracts of receivers over $30 million a year, CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson, and get towards $35 million a year, which is extraordinary. That would still put him almost $15 million a year or more over Barkley. Now, you can argue who's more valuable, Chase or Barkley. You can also argue who's more valuable, Barkley or these 20 receivers making over $20 million a year. Barkley is still the 7th highest paid player on the Eagles' offense, just their offense. Behind the 2 tackles, Mailata and Johnson. Behind the 2 receivers, Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. Behind the guard, Landon Dickerson, and of course behind Hurts. So wow, even with this new deal, putting him at the top of the running back charts along with McCaffrey, it's still such an inefficiency for these top running backs. And then the ones that performed so well last year, Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon, they're still at the $9, $10, $11 million range. So again, those teams are going to have a real inefficiency to take advantage of. Barkley is a little bit more paid in line with these receivers, but I don't get it because receivers you can find. Now, at the top level, maybe not, but think about Barkley is still making less than a Jalen Waddle, an Amon-Ra St. Brown, a Michael Pittman, Devonta Smith, A.J. Brown, Tyreek Hill, all these receivers. So it's just interesting to note that Tyreek Hill, of course, and then their receivers were making $20 million a year that were cut, like Mike Williams and Devontae Adams, who's now cut. The Jets went from, Devontae Adams goes from being traded for a first and a second to last year being traded for a third to this year the Jets can't get anything for him, so they cut him. So again, the story here is Saquon Barkley, one of the best players in the league, if not the best last year, getting rewarded by the Eagles being proactive, so this did not become an issue. Whether he's making 18, 19, or $20 million a year, still, I think, a bargain. Have a great day.